Hey folks, welcome to Market Technical Analysis by InTheMoneyStocks.com, your pure technical analysis leaders, avoiding all the Wall Street hype where we preach the charts tell the truth. Alright guys, we're going to get right into it today. I want to go over the intraday charts, I want to go over what the market did, and essentially we saw the markets trade off their best levels, and we have been preaching that, folks, and you guys know that. You guys that have been following our videos, we've been calling the bounce previous to the last few days. We called for a hesitation and a small pullback. That's exactly what this market is getting. It's following the path that we've hoped it would follow because it's the stronger of the paths. And this is key. As we get into the intraday chart on the ES, I want to point that out, is that a lot of people view a down day on the Nasdaq of 20 points as, oh, this is horrible. But in reality, it's important to remember that any market that rallies strong like we did over the last 5-6 days until the last 2 days, it's important to understand that this market needs to pause and needs to pull back and have that small little pullback before the next leg up if we should have one. Now we're watching the charts very closely to see if this is going to happen. But in the meantime, let's focus in on the charts. We had some key analysis levels here in the intraday chart on the ES, and again we use the 10-minute ES futures chart for March. It's the March '08 contract. And what you can see here is that we basically started selling very early. We almost gapped down. We basically filled the gap once during the day, and I'm going to show you that point, obviously. But you can see ever since pre-market, and we're going back as early as 4 to 5 a.m. here, you saw some downdrafts in the market. You saw a pullback here, and then you saw a move up here, okay? And another pull down here to a lower low, and a lower low obviously is a negative sign, and another rally back up. And this time we actually made a higher high, but it was a reversal candle. And notice that reversal, okay? You can see how that reversal, it touched the 200 intraday moving average and then began to sell hard and closed at the lows of that candle. So ultimately you have the close on that candle down here, even though the candle was as high as here. It's a big time reversal bar. Notice how it came to right the 200 moving average intraday before a hard sell, basically stopping right here at the 50 moving average, then coming right through the 20 all the way down. And that was a nasty sell-off, and that basically set the tone. That happened around 10:30, 11 in the morning, and it was just ultimate sell-off all day. We had Bernanke talking today, which was key. Bernanke basically saying that he does expect some banks to fail or would not be surprised if some banks do fail. He also talked about inflation and stagflation. And his comments on stagflation were that he doesn't think it's going to be an issue. I tend to disagree with him. He says it's not like the 70s. That may not be the case, but it's still a situation where you have a slowing economy and running inflation. Now, I believe that the inflation will get worse before it gets better in the numbers, as numbers do lag. We're just beginning to see the inflation picture pick up here, but that's been a lagging effect. So you're going to see that continue throughout the economic data, and there will be another shoe to fall. While we do expect a possible rally coming in this market, there will be another shoe that drops, and we will see some downside, big-time momentum coming through. We do ultimately believe we'll take out January lows, if not at least double bottom at January lows. But ultimately, we do think that we will take out those lows from January. So let's take a look at what else happened. So we saw the big sell-off here. We got a nice little bounce. We got another little semi-double bottom there and a nice little wave up. But ultimately into the close, we saw some heavy selling. And the one thing on this intraday chart I want to point out, guys, is a beautiful trend line. And I'm going to draw it in right here. And you can see where the reasons why we weren't breaking out here. All right, just take a look at this. Look at that. How perfect does that have to be? Now it's right underneath the 200, and you actually got a 200 touch right there. But if you just connect these, you're going to get a general line. And I want to flip to the 60-minute here. Let's ultimately take out that line, though, so we can flip to the 60-minute, and you're going to see it even clearer on the 60-minute. So as we flip over to the 60-minute here, I want to just draw in these key lines here, and it'll just take a second as we draw them in. But basically what you're going to see is you have one trend line from up here, and you're watching. The whole idea here, folks, is you want to see a break of these trend lines. Okay? You have one there. You can take the top of this one and actually draw an even better one right here. And this is my favorite one. The tops of that one over there, not as big a deal as this one. Notice how you have a hit there, a hit here, another hit here, and a pierce, but it closed below on the 60-minute, and then another hit here and a reversal. So what this is telling me is that this has to be the one you watch for. Okay, on all the charts, whether it's the SPY 60-minute or whatnot, watch for a break out of this level. You get above this level somewhere in here and close, you can see a good size upside move. All right, so keep a close eye on that. And again, we're looking at the 60-minute chart. Now let's go to the daily, all right? And we're not going to focus as much in on the daily ES, although I do want to touch on it quickly. You can continually see the triangle situation we have going on here. And just to draw that in quickly for all you guys, it looked like we were going to break out. And the one thing I do want to point out is that often triangles fail And the reason why they fail is because people don't realize to watch how far a move has come and to watch for consolidation. So my point here, folks, is this. Take a look at the move we've had on the ES chart here. And again, this is a good ES actually example. But see, you had a reversal on this day, and another move up here, a topping here, and now consolidation. And that's exactly what we've been talking about for this market, needing in this market, and it looks like that's going to happen. So I'm not as concerned about the triangle issue anymore, more so that we stay above the 20 moving average here, and just have a couple sideways to lower days like we're having now. Yesterday was a flat to slightly positive day, today was a lower day, and I wouldn't mind seeing Friday and Monday being the same. Alright, that's setting up for another push higher. You guys know by now, first hit off the 50 moving average is always a pullback, and that's exactly what we're seeing, okay? So we're seeing exactly what we wanted to see, and let's focus in on the SPY. It should look approximately the same, and it does. Notice the big move up, all right? Anytime you have 3 or 4 straight green candles here, especially off a reversal, you got to have a pause day. It's like me running a marathon. If I run 10 miles, I need a little break. I wouldn't even mind sitting down after that, and that's the same thing for the market. Market psychology works the same way. If I do a huge math test or a huge exam, for 5-6 hours, I need a little downtime to relax before I can go back to the exam. That's why they give breaks and tests and all that stuff on those long tests. So again, you're seeing a hit of the 50 moving average, a pullback, perfectly played right there, and we'll continue to watch that. Now on the Nasdaq, let's go to the Nasdaq, which was down 22 points today. We're seeing a weaker market, but nonetheless, you're still seeing a pause, and we can still look for a possible another move up before the next shoe drops. And I want to make that clear. We're not saying that we're going to rally high, super high here. We're saying that we should have one more push up before the next shoe drops, and we're going to just analyze the charts as we go to see when that happens. So we really can't tell you when the next shoe is going to drop until the chart sets up for it. And the chart will tell us, folks. There's no doubt about it. Just like the chart told us we were going to pause and pull back over the last couple days, and just like even before that we saw the rally coming, the charts are telling us that. So I encourage everyone to come join the chat room. Phenomenal chat room offering the E-minis now, including day trading, market talk all day long. Just a phenomenal chat room. It covers the whole gambit. You learn in there, you trade in there, you do the E-minis in there. It's a really non-stop action-filled room with a lot of fun, I'll be honest. Everyone we have in there, we have amateurs, really low-level traders, and then you have some people that are experienced, and they all help each other. We all point out things to each other. I couldn't ask for a better chat room. Also, I want to point out, come join the Swing Trade Alerts as we've just closed out a Dell trade today. Again, Dell has earnings. We were up on the trade beautifully. We closed it out today for a nice profit in the Swing Trade Alerts. And obviously, as we preach, we do not hold stocks into earnings. It is just way too risky. We took the profit off the table. Hey, if it goes up after hours, so be it. But you know what? We booked a profit. We know the profit's in the pocket, and that's all we can ask for. So again, nice little trading there. And that's about it for today, folks. You guys can still see here, and I continue to point this out. We're still in a sideways trend. Look at that. Ever since this down candle where we closed right around here, draw a straight line on the Nasdaq. Where are we? We've hovered around this line, and it's almost unbelievable to see that, it really is, to see such a tight range developing. And we're going to break out one way or the other, guys. And I happen to think the next bounce will be a fake breakout to the upside for a few days, getting people to go long, and then we may have the next shoe drop. So keep that in mind. All right, once again, come join the chat room. Come join the options alerts. We offer private consulting to hedge funds, to institutional players, to individuals. You want to learn, you come to us. We will teach you stuff that'll blow your mind. Come talk to us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.